Welcome. Today I'm going to share with you my intimate story about how I healed OCD with both medicine and manifestation, and how medicine and manifestation are deeply, deeply connected because you know that one of the most famous terms in medicine is placebo. And every research has to contain also the placebo version. So if you are, for example, investigating if a pill works, you give this pill to one group of patients, and to the other group of patients you give placebo. They think it's this pill, but it's something like, I don't know, maybe sugar in a pill, something that doesn't have any scientific base to be working. And then you compare which group healed better. And mm, placebo also has its healing powers. And that's why I want to connect manifestation and medicine, because both of them are about neuroplasticity. I don't know if I said it. I think I said it. I'm a doctor too, like a real doctor. I finished medicine. I have all this behind my name, Dear Med. That's how we title it in Croatia. Um, I studied medicine for 6 years. I loved it. I love it now. But then I decided to pursue my acting career because I felt called in this direction. But I practice nobody pays me for practicing medicine, but I practice medicine because my colleagues always ask me for advice, and I read their medical papers and I examine them. So I'm deeply into medicine too. And I'm all about holistic medicine. And also, I think my cat, hi Binksy. Wait, come here, my friend. My furry little one. Look at him. Look at him. And I also diagnosed myself with OCD. It was really severe and debilitating, and I was like spending my days worrying. I'm cuddling my cat during talking to you. I spent my days worrying, and my quality of life was just like so bad. And this story is not just about OCD, because OCD, I would tell you what OCD is if someone doesn't know. OCD is this mental condition where you doubt everything and you spend your whole day worrying about everything. It is really it the theme of everyone's OCD varies. For example, somebody could be worried that they left the stove open. Somebody could be worried that they ran over something while they were driving because they felt a bump. And it lashes onto something you care deeply. And the themes of OCD in a person's life change. But this worrying feeling doesn't change, or it could change. Listen how I've cured it. But I have to show you first my cat because, wait, I have this ring light. Look at him. It's so hot outside, but he loves me so much that he doesn't. Oh, now he's. It was too hot for him. And do you know why I think that OCD is a great example for overall mental being and for manifestation? Because the more you feed into your OCD, for example, if the preoccupation is about the stove, the more you check, I'm sorry, just to, the more you check, the more you have to check again. So the more checking reinforces the OCD. And the same is in life with everything. the more you worry, the more you reinforce things to worry about. And how I've healed my OCD. I thought to myself, do I want to spend my whole life living like this, every day in a worry? Am I made for spending my life like this? And I answered myself, no. And then I asked myself, who am I if I'm OCD free? And I've started to entertain this whole new identity where I don't have OCD. It's not about denial. This is really not so easy to explain, but I will try. It's not about denial. It's about who would I be if I was OCD free? How much more energy would I have? How much more free space to breathe would I have? What would I do with my life if all this checking was gone and then I had so much time to do fun stuff? And it connects medicine and manifestation because it's all about neuroplasticity. It's not all about, but in this one level, it is about neuroplasticity. And when you give a seed to your brain, when you just open the possibility of a new you, of your new identity, because if you want to change, it's really difficult to change just your behaviors. You have to change your whole identity on all of the levels. But it doesn't have to be so hard. It can be really fun. That's why it's really important also to meditate, to visualize who you will be, but also to embody it. And now we can connect it again with medical treatment for OCD, which is called ERP. It is short for exposure response prevention. And it's all about when you get a thought, for example, I have to check the stove. Maybe it's open and maybe the house will burn and the disaster will happen. You just sit with this thought and you don't check the stove. You know, you just sit with it and you give it another response of not checking, or you give it no response. I don't know how you want to call it. You just sit with it. So we can connect it both to shadow work, because in shadow work, in spirituality, it's a very popular term. You just sit with your fears, with all of your monsters, and you don't panic. You just like sit with them and you can admit it. That's why it's not denial. I'm scared now. And you can also talk to your fear, but you don't do the cat just passed. Oh, it's Giorgio. It's our neighborhood cat. I've seen him on the screen passing here. I think he will come now. Uh, and that's how you build new identity. Also with visualizing, with meditating, but also with embodying. And that's why medicine and spirituality are so deeply connected. I enjoy listening a lot of people, and also a lot of AI. Uh, but recently, I've listened a lot of Dr. Deepak Chopra. And I've asked ChatGPT, is Dr. Deepak Chopra a real doctor? And yes, he is a real doctor. He's an internist, an endocrinologist, and he was practicing. Maybe he practices medicine now in the classical sense. And I'm sorry, a bug. And he's deeply into holistic medicine, into spirituality. And I love it because I'm also like this. I'm like, you can heal on all levels and it doesn't have to be torturous. It can be fun. A little bit, something that is really tricky in OCD is that a lot of people are really afraid of their thoughts. They are afraid of magical thinking. For example, if they think of something that will materialize, if they think of something bad, that will materialize. So it's a little bit tricky to introduce manifestation here, because manifestation is all about your thoughts manifest, but it's not like that. For example, in OCD, those are not the thoughts that manifest. OCD thoughts, for example, what if the stove is open, then the house will burn. It's just thoughts that you use to torment yourself, because your amygdala is like an alarm system, and it's a very, very precious part of the brain. And when it functions right, it sends fierce signals when tigers are pursuing you. 2,000 years ago. But sometimes, because of something in childhood, or because of the genetics, or we are not sure why, but amygdala can just send these alarm signals when nothing is wrong. And then your brain, because your brain gets these alarm signals, then your brain tries to interpret it, and your brain, how can I say it? It imagines stories. It was also one research where, I think Željko is coming. I have one sir that is doing defense. So, Bog Željko! And ciao, ciao! Može, dobar tek! Ciao, ciao! He's going to lunch. And, Giorgio is here too. Yeah. What was I saying? So, yeah, your brain tries to find some untrue explications about why this amygdala is alarming. So that's OCD. Firstly, the amygdala alarm, but just because amygdala is not working properly. And then brain finds fake stories why you should be always scared. And the solution is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and ERP, exposure response prevention. I want to explain it one more time because I wanted to sit with us. A cognitive behavioral theory is about seeing your thoughts for what they are and investigating, are they really true? For example, it's a really popular medical treatment. For example, if someone has social anxiety, the thought may be, if I go to this party, everyone will hate me. And then cognitive behavioral therapy says, is this thought really true? And no, this thought is not really true. It's not true that everyone will hate you on a party. It's maybe the thought that is true, maybe somebody will like you, somebody won't like you, but you can live with that. And then when you change that thought, because you've investigated the original thought and you've come to the conclusion that it's not true, then you decide to go on a party and then maybe have a good time. And then because of this behavior and you've had a good time on that party, then the thoughts change because you break this loop. Because if you've just stayed with the original thought, everyone hates me, I won't go to the party, then it's just reinforcing this loop. Everyone hates me, I won't go to the party, I'm closing myself, I don't have friends. But if you break the loop anywhere, you can break it in your behavior, in your thinking, also in your emotions. Then you're out of the loop. And one little adjustment at a time, and you make enormous enormous progress, because it's all about, if you want to build a new world, a new identity, that's why it's connected with manifestation. It's all about doing, thinking, and feeling things that are not consistent with your old character. Do you understand me? You are doing, feeling, and thinking things that are consistent with your new character, you know? And just one thing in your routine, just one thing that will signal your brain, body, spirit complex. Something different happened today. I've reacted different than I would tomorrow. One thing is able to change everything because it's gaining momentum, you know? And that's why medicine and manifestation are so deeply connected. You've heard also about the healing, about Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've Googled him, not Googled, but I've asked ChatGPT, is Dr. Joe Dispenza a real doctor? And it turns out he isn't. He's a chiropractor. I don't know if you say it like that, but it doesn't matter. He says great stuff. It's about embodying the healthy version of you and tolerating the fear, the uncomfortable feelings. It's not about denial. It's just about, maybe it's even about this thought of mine is such a propelling towards change thought. Listen to this. It's about fearing more of staying in the old identity than moving into the new identity. Because when I had this severe OCD and spending all of my days worrying, I was thinking to myself, how will I live in couple of years, couple of decades, if I let that, if I let my OCD flourish? And it would be a pretty miserable life. And then I got more scared about living miserable than I was about this thought about the stove staying open and house burning. I don't know how to. Mm, I was like, I have to say, I was like, fuck it. I have to, I'm just gonna stop worrying. Whatever happens, happens. Just fuck it, because I don't want to stay like this. And then I was just like, I decided not to check the stove or anything because I had like different themes. It's because I love animals so much. Then I had also this other theme that I mentioned when I'm driving my car and then some kind of coal comes underneath the car. And then I was like, oh my God, did I run over someone? It's like, but OCD is so illogical. It just latches onto the things you love most. So I'm now really healed. It's everything is like our mental body spirit complex has everything in it. It's just about treating it like a garden and watering the things you want to flourish, that you want to flourish. Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I said it good. And cutting a little bit, or just not ignoring, but um, not watering the things that you don't want to flourish. I also have one other analogy. Some neural pathways that you think a lot are like highways. They're very fast. A lot of cars, a lot of neurotransmitters goes on those paths. And some of the neural pathways that you're establishing are new. They're like with grass and trees and everything, and you have to make them drivable little by little. But then if you give your attention to those neural pathways that are new, that you want to establish, and forget about those old neural pathways, the old neural pathways will disappear, and the new are going to be very, very fast and very strong. So, and it's not about seeing the whole picture. It's just about making this one change today, you know? Because one little change, if you just do one out of character thing today, it will build so much momentum and you will become free. Because I know that freedom is what we want. Bugs are attacking me. I know that freedom and the bug in my coffee too. Wait. I also had a OCD about saving bugs. It was I love all sort of beings, but it was also really debilitating because there are a lot of bugs, and if you're trying to save them all, then all of your day goes on to saving bugs. You know, I know you may find these OCD themes, maybe someone who doesn't have those themes, you find them funny, but all of us have some kind of themes that are worrying us. And it's also, you can make an analogy with everything. For example, I'm pregnant now. Wait, I will show you. Hey, I'm pregnant now, and there is so much stuff to worry in pregnancy. What if this? What if that? Don't eat this, don't eat that. And if you choose to live your pregnancy like this, you can worry every moment of your day. But the key is balance. The key is always the question, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be when I'm pregnant? Who do I want to be in my business? Who do I want to be in my relationships? Because if you let your thoughts to carry you however they want, then you will maybe worry all the time. And this is not such a good life. But if you are the sky and the thoughts are clouds, then maybe you can, okay, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. It's just a cloud. It will go away. And who do I want to be as this sky? We're everything, but it's all sort of levels. And that's why meditation helps. You can meditate really easily, like just, it doesn't have to be hard. Just sit, just do nothing, and just listen to, for example, if you're in nature, just listen to trees or birds. Or if you're in the city, just listen to cars passing by. And then see what happens. You don't have to make it long. You don't have to make it hard with all the rules. You can make it like 3 minutes and see how the communication with the universe, with God, I don't know, however you want to call it, with your higher self, with the Wi-Fi, because I always make the analogy with the Wi-Fi, like we are cell phones and the universe and God is Wi-Fi. And how the connection comes through and you get all sorts of inspiration. It's not easy to meditate in today's world. Awesome. The bug is biting me. It's not easy to meditate when the bug is biting you. It's not easy to meditate in today's world because we're all like dopamine overload. We're all like scrolling. It happens to me too. The bug is this fly wants to eat me. Uh, Maybe because I have sunscreen. I don't know. Uh, it's really hard because we are always scrolling on our phones. It's important when you scroll also to ask yourself, who do I want to be? Do I want to be a scroller or a creator? And that new identity gives you the discipline. I can also connect it to losing weight. I was a little bit, not a little bit, but I was overweight in one period of my life. And I enjoyed losing weight, but I couldn't stay fit for a long time because I haven't changed my identity. Because I was like, this weight losing in a short time was just a demonstration of my ego, like I can do it, but I haven't changed my identity. And then I've asked myself, it's the same with every manifestation, who am I? Who am I if I have my ideal body? Who am I? How do I live? Do I restrict myself or is it fun? I've chosen for it to be fun, for me to eat a variety of foods, to maybe sometimes drink alcohol. Now I don't drink, but I don't like to be a perfectionist because I know that perfectionism isn't sustainable. So I've just chosen this new identity of a fit me, but who has fun with eating. Mm, It's all about creating this new identity and embodying it. And I have to mention this book because I love it so much. I love the concept. We are all living on the acres of diamonds. You know this book. If you don't know, it doesn't matter. I will tell you the sujet. It's about how one farmer wanted to find diamonds and he sold his, I don't know how to say it, his yard, his, uh, his yard. And then one other man came, bought his yard, and he found diamonds. And the moral of the story is you're already sitting on diamonds. You don't have to run away from yourself. You're sitting on diamonds. It's also about accepting the now moment, whatever problems you have, whatever problems, we are all so imperfect, it doesn't matter. Just accept yourself. This is just the part of your movie. And the movies are more fun if there are problems during the movie. Who'd watch a movie if from the start to beginning everything was perfect? So live your movie. Be a winner of your movie. Have fun. Use your life as a clay, you know? And I've also heard a TikTok about a girl hearing the TikTok about how can you be a loser in your own reality? Like, how can you be a loser in your own reality? Because your reality is literally reflecting your thoughts, but not in this OCD kind of way. Don't worry, your house will not burn, and you probably didn't run over an animal. You're just torturing yourself because you don't think you deserve to be carefree and happy. But your reality is mirroring your identity, you know? So the reality of OCD, it's not mirroring the thoughts. Don't worry. Fuck the thoughts. You're just mirroring your identity of not loving yourself enough to spend a calm day. You think you have to always torture yourself, you know? But you can heal. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. You can do it just one step at a time, and you will be in a new reality really soon. Just don't give up. You're sitting on the acres of diamonds. And then when you heal your OCD, you will tell the bugs again. You will tell your story just like I'm telling my story, and you will heal everyone around you. Because when you go through something, even if you don't speak about it, it's about the frequency signature. When you heal something, you heal others who are suffering from it. So do it for you, do it for them. Life can be fun. And if you want to witness my journey, stay here on the channel. See you soon.